Britain's defamation laws, which date back in important respects to the time of the Star Chamber, have rightly attracted worldwide criticism. In 2008, the New York State Legislature condemned the deployment of British defamation law against American nationals as what was euphemistically called libel terrorism. In 2010, the US Congress, the Federal Congress, passed a law with the express purpose of preventing British defamation judgments from being recognised and enforced in the United States, home of the First Amendment, that provision of the American Bill of Rights which guarantees freedom of expression and of the press. Following the 2010 general election, the Conservative Party and the Liberal Democrats entered into a coalition agreement. The agreement identified as one of the priorities of the incoming government the reform of British libel law. It was said by the coalition that the review of libel laws was necessary in order better to protect freedom of speech. Later in 2010, a Liberal Democrat peer, Lord Leicester, introduced a private member's bill to the House of Lords. Lord Leicester's bill was not ultimately pursued when the government, via the Ministry of Justice, announced that it would present its own defamation bill to the Parliament. It's no exaggeration, however, to describe Lord Leicester's private member's bill as the foundation for the reforms that followed, the reforms which find their form in the Defamation Act of 2013. After the release of a draft defamation bill by the Ministry of Justice, there was a wide-ranging consultation, including all stakeholders. Concurrently with that consultation, a joint committee of the House of Lords and the House of Commons conducted public and private hearings into aspects of possible reforms of British defamation law. Ultimately, the joint committee released a report in about October of 2011. The government subsequently published a response to that report in February 2012, and there was then a prolonged period of debate before both Houses of Parliament on the form of the legislation which ultimately became the Defamation Act of 2013. That Act ultimately received the royal assent on the 25th of April 2013. So the bill which became the Defamation Act of 2013 was informed by a wide-ranging public consultation with input from the Ministry of Justice, from stakeholders, and from a joint committee of the House of Commons and the House of Lords, ultimately being passed by both Houses of Parliament in late April of 2013. The new Act came into force in England and Wales on the 1st of January 2014. Generally speaking, although not uniformly, it would be fair to say that the new Act tilts the balance between freedom of speech and reputation in favour of the former, that is, towards greater protection of freedom of expression, making it harder for claimants to bring actions. That in itself is a remarkable outcome when one reflects on it. The fact that a recalibration of the law was possible in favour of freedom of expression in circumstances where at the same time Lord Leveson's inquiry was uncovering the many shortcomings of Britain's press.